Okay, this is basically a controlling spell. It's a love spell, uh, and a binding in one. So, believe it or not, this is a blue skull candle. It looks kind of green, like a pale green color, but it's actually blue. I know you can't really see this with the way that this camera is angled. I'm gonna move my plate. Uh, I'll bring the plate back in a moment. I had a few bits and pieces on the plate, like sugar, rose petals, cinnamon, etc. But coming back to this. Now this is for a client, and that is my petition. One moment. Just gonna fold that in three. So what we're gonna do, what I have done previously, or prior to this video, is I baptized this. So I basically said, we'll say John Doe. So I have some blessed water that I have some of it that I use specifically for these skull candles, and I baptized this skull, and I said, you are now the skull, the mind of John Doe. Whatever I tell you to do, you will do. That kind of thing. So it's basically we're commanding this skull, and I've opened up a tiny bit at the front there, and I have well, I haven't actually opened it. I've etched into it her name on the forehead, because we want him to think about her. So we want to put her in the, on his mind 24/7, in the forefront of his mind. But I've put his name on the back of it, and I found a tiny little place at the back where the wick goes in. So I slid a little. It's really hard to show you. I was able to push a tiny photograph of him in there, and place that and cover it up. A tiny photograph, because when the candles are involved with flame, you know what can happen. You can torch your house. so, um, so yeah, I've put hearts on this. I've put return to me, love me, think of me, forgive me, because there's a little bit of animosity on his part, and this is a really good way of getting into the mind. And I'm doing this to coincide, hopefully, with his sleeping patterns. That is a good time because the defenses are down, and you can slide in there with suggestions. So that's what we'll be doing. But I have a few oils already on it, but I'll put, let me see, because this is his mind. Let's see. Reconciliation oil, because we want him to think about reconciling with her. Let's think of me, like a think of me oil. Go with whatever you have at hand. And what is this? So dark in here, as usual. This is a friendship oil, because we want them to, be back on speaking terms again. That's a bit like opening up communication. I have a communication oil I'm going to use on it as well. What is this one? Okay. And a little lost oil, because when sometimes whenever you can spark a bit of sexual interest, it's a gateway. It's a gateway. So, it's a foot in the door, I always say. So, okay. And I'll put that in his eyes so that he sees her in a, he's attracted to her. I have no doubt that he is, but just to be on the sure side. So I have put a little bit of honey already on that, and I'm not putting any more, because honey is hard to burn at times. So I'm going to put a tiny little bit of cinnamon. I'm just going to dust it over the plate, because I don't want to make a mess of this table. Okay, and that's mixed with ginger. And again, ginger is very good for lust. So you can see what I'm sort of doing here. Got the petition here. But that petition I'm going to leave that for the next part of this working. This is very strong working. Actually, I'm going to put a little bit of road opener on that and remove all the blockages in case he has any blockages. Some Santa Muerte powder, again, not required, but I have it and I'm going to use it. So, you're going to need a cigarette, a cigar, an incense stick, a vape pen is fine also. I just use the sticks. I'm not a big fan of incense, but I don't smoke and I hate the smell of cigarette smoke. So I'll use an incense stick, which is fine. And this is a smoke screen. So we're going to light the candle up. Preferably with matches. I hate these things, but it's all I have at hand at the moment. And this is when we make the suggestions. So it's best, like I said, to coincide when the person is asleep. So actually I would light a bunch of incense. This is just to show you. I can maybe light another one just so that you can get the gist of it. I've done this before a few times on the channel, but the binding that comes afterwards, I haven't done that. So basically, you will think of the client non-stop. So this acts as a smoke screen, and if he gets any readings done, it won't show up in the reading. And there's a spell on him. And I'm turning this candle clockwise, making sure that all the head gets the message. You'll think of her, you will lust after her, you will want to be with her, sorry. In your eyes you only see her. No one will ever be the same as her. It's only her in your life. You just want to be with her and no one else. When you sleep at night, all you dream about is her. Every moment of every day, she's on your mind. You think of her constantly. You wonder what she's doing. You will contact her. You will tell her that everything is fine and you will reconnect with her again. You realize mistakes were made and you have forgiven. Two of you will be together again in a better relationship. You will forget past hurts and move on from them. The past hurts are over. They are done. They are in the past. It's time to move on. Forget what happened. You will move on. In the name of Santa Muerte, you will move on from this. And you will love her and be with her like you promised to be with her. You will marry her. She will be your wife. She is the only woman for you in this lifetime. And it's time for you to make everything up to her, to call her, to write to her, to reach out to her, and to love her, respect her, and just be with her. So I do this for about 15 to 20 minutes on the appropriate nights. If you're going to do this, I would avoid, personally, for me, I don't do this on a Tuesday or a Saturday because of the planetary aspects. Those are my nights for curses and crossings and things like that. So I have, candle went out. At the moment, I have this client and another client getting the same work done. So I have very limited spaces for this kind of working. And the reason why is, so if anyone is interested in this, just 1 second. I'm just pushing that incense out of the way. If anyone is interested in this, I have limited spaces because of the railway spikes. So you'll know what I mean in the second half of this video. But anyway, that is what I do. So I will burn that down a little bit each night. It's going to last for quite a while, and I'll keep doing it until we get his defenses broken down. So I have high hopes for this because this guy is very open to suggestions. Some people are and some people aren't. If you keep on doing it and you keep on pushing the suggestions into the subconscious mind of the person, I can't see why not. The mind is a powerful thing, and when you crack into someone's subconscious, you can really plant anything in there. That's why I'm trying to hide everything with the smoke screen. But when the wax burns out, I'll probably add it to the remainder of the spell, which is a little binding with the photographs. I have another client who's getting the same thing done. I think that one was with doll babies, but pictures, doll babies, it's all the same thing. I'm going to work on this for a little while, but I'm going to show the binding in a moment. But I want to work on this for a moment, but you'll see me in a second. Okay, so I have a railway spike. I can't get these. They're difficult to get, and I'm not going to rip up a railway spike from a railway, so they're really difficult to get. So I have only a limited amount. That is why I'm saying that I don't do this ritual very often. But anyway, I'm just anointing the photographs here. I'm just going to bind them, and so use whatever little oils you have. I'm just using Come To Me oil on hers. There's Lover, Red Hot Lover. Reconciliation, obviously. Also, I like to use the Blessing oil or Santa Muerte oil. It just depends, And again, this is a Santa Muerte working. Santa Muerte knows the situation. She's worked for the client before and worked very well for the client before. It's just they had a little bump in the road, so I'm passing it over to the Santa Muerte again, and I am sure the Santa Muerte will help out again like she did before. So I'm going to put the pictures face to face. Okay, I like to fold them 3 times. And the same goes for the petition. And if you can find a bit of pink ribbon, let me see if I can get something a bit bigger than that. So I want to try and keep the petition and the pictures small, as small as I can. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bind this to this railway spike. Railway spikes are very, very good for nailing something down. Good for protection. I'm going to do protection. Protection working. I'm going to move this plate. This plate is in my way tonight, the big time. I'm going to do a protection working and also a curse with the railway spike. Very good for curse work. So that's my next video. But I want to put the petition and the photographs high up because I want to drive this into the earth. So basically, I bind the two of you together in love, harmony, and peace. In the name of Santa Muerte, it is done. I'm just going to tie 3 little knots on that, okay? So something like that, okay? And what I'm going to do is take that to the base of a tree with a hammer, and I'm going to hammer that into the earth, and that will be there for quite a while, untouched. No one finds any of this. This stuff is on private property, family-owned private property, inherited property, and it will never be found, not in this lifetime. So no one needs to worry about that. So yeah, I'm going to put a little hole so that everything goes in, if you know what I mean, and cover it up. But I'm going to drive that in, and I'll maybe making, excuse me, I'm talking too fast. I'll be making statements of intent whilst I'm doing it. I'll be basically saying that you're now tied to the client. You're bound to her in love, peace, and you can say love, peace, whatever comes into your mind. Love, peace, happiness, all the rest. You know what to say. Go with your own ideas and stuff. That's when things work out the best, is when you use your own initiative and spell work. What was I going to say? But yeah, I'm going to be doing some curse work. These are also really good for making word water out of. I've done that in the past as well. They're very rusty, they're very old, and they're basically to nail a person down. And I've done these in the past with great results. Yeah, I want to address something. I've been asked a few times about reviews, client reviews and stuff. I have addressed this before in the past. Basically, when I started this channel up a few years back, I didn't expect this channel to blow up the way it did. I only started this channel basically as a hobby and a place to store spells. And then I just so happened to make the spells public, and people started to subscribe. And I do drop the odd client review in the community section. However, in my opinion, there are a lot of people out there that scam, and they make up reviews. Anyone can make up a review from another computer or whatever phone and send it in and pretend they're someone. So I'm the kind of person that likes people to come to me because they're drawn to me, not because of a review. But there's quite a few people that seem to want to see reviews, kind of thing. So I am in the midst of building a website. I've been doing that for quite a while. So that could be a place for the reviews, or like I said, the community section. I can keep putting a community information there. I'm not really happy about Facebook. I may do a Facebook page. I don't know. I'm toying with the idea. I don't like Facebook, but it's always there if I need to do that. It's an idea. And I can always put information up as well. So yeah, I might do that. I may consider doing Facebook. Yeah, it's always an option. But anyway, moving on to this. So that's going to be done. And if you are going to do something like this, Friday night is a really good night because of Venus being the ruling planet. And call them whatever deity you're drawn to. Personally, the Santa Muerte, for me, I have a working relationship with her. That is why I call on her. But there's other deities out there that you could work with. But the Santa Muerte, she's my matron. I've been working with her for years. So that's why I call on her. And but yeah, that's all I've got to say. If you have any questions, feel free to leave whatever you need to say in the comments section. And I'll speak to you all very soon. And if you're waiting on a video, they're going out rapidly at the moment, so hang in there and I'll be with you. If you're waiting on a communication, I will write very soon. Petitions to the Santa Muerte, yeah, they're only open for a short while, and that will be closing. So that's all I have to say. Have a good evening, and be blessed.